Welcome to the Miners post-game press conference presented by People's National Bank. Sign up for a Miners checking account at any one of their many locations. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois for 100 years. Now, here's manager Mike Pinto.
He really did a hell of a job. He's got great stuff. His ball moves all over the place. He throws strikes. He works ahead. He pitches backwards. All those things that you want to have a starting pitcher do, he did. I mean, he's got ace stuff certainly on their staff, and he's one of the best in the league. He showed it why tonight.
What kind of start were you wanting from Bradley tonight?
Certainly more than I got. That's two in a row, and we certainly have to evaluate and figure out what's going on. But that's the second time I've had to go to my bullpen in the second or third inning, and that has a lingering effect for multiple days when it happens. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with Tony. He's got better stuff than that, and right now I just don't know what's going on.
How surprising was that after he breezed through that first inning?
I didn't think he breezed through the first inning. The ball that was hit by Jason James was smoked. And the second ground ball was smoked, but it was right at a guy, and it can be deceiving. Okay, we got a ground ball. Well, that was a hard ground ball. If that ball's 5 feet either direction, there's two hits. So you can't get confused. But it was up, it was flat, and velocity wasn't there. That you put those three together, and it's generally going to be a tough night for you.
Your bullpen came in and did a good job for you tonight.
Superb job tonight. Very happy for Jake McMurrin. He struggled recently, but came back and really did a hell of a job tonight. Followed up by his previous performance, which he did a good job the other day. Very happy for him. Cody Dunbar came in and certainly showed an electric arm. I mean, we had on our gun, certainly not this stuff. We saw 94 tonight. And his stuff was pretty electric. So if we can maybe calm him down a little bit, it was probably a little effectively wild today. But when a hitter sees the first warm-up pitch go back to the screen at 95 or whatever it was, it's going to make you a little nervous. But he's got electric stuff, and we certainly will work with him mechanically. He commented that he needs somebody to spend some time with him. We certainly will. Brendan will take the time, and we'll harness that, and I think we've got a pretty good arm there.
You mentioned the other day how you thought Wyman was pitching to the score instead of to get the outs. Were you happy with that aspect of your bullpen?
Absolutely. All of them did a great job tonight. Mike Phelps, coming into a non-save situation, gave up the first hit, but really bear down on the other two guys. I thought Miramani's did a good job. I mean, every guy we brought out of the bullpen did a really good job today. I mean, we had a bunch of zeros. You take away the 7 in the first, in the second and the third inning, we have a baseball game.
How important was that for Jake to go out there and have that kind of a performance?
I'm sure it was real important for him because, he was struggling of late. His last outing was very good. Now he goes ahead and comes out and does 3 2/3, I think it was tonight, and now that gives him something he can build on. Now that's the Jake McMurrin that I know, a guy who trusts his stuff, doesn't try to overpower, get ground balls, jam a guy, get a pop up. That's Jake McMurrin. Trying to overthrow, hit 90 miles an hour. That's not who he is. And the most important thing a pitcher can learn is, what am I? What kind of pitcher am I? And be the best of that kind.
With the work the bullpen did today, where do you see him for tomorrow? And
well, we have a bunch of guys for tomorrow, and we have a new pitcher that we just signed. He'll be active tomorrow. His name is David Stringer. Comes to us from Stanford. He led their team in ERA a couple years ago, and really did a hell of a job. Pitched into the College World Series. So here's a guy who's used to being in the big moment, facing some of the very best college hitters, certainly in the game, in the Pac-10. And you bring a guy like that, and you're bringing a guy with some experience. And so we're looking forward to adding him tomorrow. We'll have Damchuk and Wyman back, and my bet is Miramanes and Phelps both have an inning tomorrow. And so if I get a good start out of Augie, I'll have a good bullpen. I probably can get one more tomorrow. Go back to back, with Cody Dunbar as well.
Where do you last couple of games the offense is kind of struggling a bit, but do you expect them to just bounce back now?
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you tip your cap to the guy that was on the mound and go, you're pretty darn good today, and he was pretty darn good. So you can't be too upset. You're gonna have games like this. I get upset when we kick games, when we throw games, when we do a really bad job. That's when you'll see me upset. You know what? You're gonna have these games. You're gonna lose some of these. We'll win some of these as well. So today it just didn't work on our side.
Okay. What about the player getting picked up today?
Jared Machizuki, very happy for him. he certainly was very excited. We called him in whenever we have a meeting with a player, the coaches go get him and bring him in. Usually that's not good news. And so he came in, and what nobody knew was we had pulled a practical joke on him during spring training, similar to what the Phillies did last year with one of their guys. We brought him in fact, were you on the camera there? Yeah, we brought him in and said, we have an opportunity to pick up a very good player, an experienced player. You've been traded to the Columbia Professional League, to the Santiago Diablos. And here I gave him the manager's name in Colombia. He's expecting you to call. And the problem was that Brendan blew it because Brendan told him that it was a 2-hour donkey ride to get from the airport to get to the ballpark. And finally he figured it out. Well, so today we call him in, and he thought, he hasn't played the last few days. He thought he was getting released, I would bet. And was kind of hanging his head. And I started off, I said, Moach, I said, players get opportunities, and sometimes they don't take advantage of them. They get an opportunity to play in a great place, in a great environment, and some guys take advantages, and some guys don't. I said, in your case, Brendan, was able to talk to some people, and I'm sorry to tell you, but today is going to be your last day as a Southern Illinois minor. We sold your contract to the New York Mets. To say he was in shock doesn't properly describe it. He goes, "You're kidding me. This is just like the last one." I said, "No, there's no cameras in this time. This one," he said, "No, you're fooling with me." I said, "No, I would never fool about something like that." So very happy for him. He's going to go to the Appy League. He'll get the instruction he needs on a daily basis. The low minor leagues, it's developmental. It's not about winning. You can put a guy out there and let him make his errors because the wins and losses aren't important. Here, the wins and losses are important, and we didn't have the luxury of time to keep throwing them out there when bad things happen. So when we've got an experienced guy like Tony Roth out there at short, it was tough for Moach to be able to get time. So this will be a great opportunity for him. We're really excited for him, and we hope he does well.
Just how big of a Southern Illinois Miners fan are you? Hi, this is Bill Bond II with People's National Bank. Show your love for the Miners today by opening a Southern Illinois Miners checking account. It only takes $100 to open, and every time the Miners win, you win too. That's right, every time the Miners win a regular season or postseason game, your interest rate goes up. Stop by your local People's National Bank today to find out more.